You can tell a lot about a person by what's in their glass. Sometimes it says, I appreciate true craftsmanship. And sometimes it says, I will definitely try to explain cryptocurrency to you at this party. I'm Tim Fulton, and this is Character Proof. Every episode, we pour a different whiskey, break down the actual tasting notes, and then vividly imagine the exact type of person who drinks it on purpose. So grab a glass, pull up a chair, and get ready for some tasting notes and a whole lot of character flaws. Let's get pouring. Let's be honest about what vodka is, because the category depends on us not being honest about it. Vodka is a spirit whose stated goal is to taste like nothing, which makes reviewing it a little like reviewing silence. But within the genre of nothing, this is good nothing. Distilled from corn down in Austin, it noses clean and faintly sweet, a breath of vanilla, a mineral coolness, maybe the ghost of a cornfield, if you concentrate irresponsibly hard. The palate is soft and round with a gentle sweetness the corn provides, a light peppery warmth on the swallow, and a finish that is short, clean, and gone, leaving behind only the memory of temperature. It mixes beautifully, insults no one, and costs about $20. As vodka goes, this is honestly well-made stuff. It is also, and the brand knows this, and it is the whole story, gluten-free, which vodka already was. All vodka. Always. By definition. Kelsey does not know this, or rather, Kelsey has been told, and Kelsey has decided not to metabolize the information. Which is fitting because metabolism is Kelsey's entire personality. Kelsey is 31, works in medical device sales, and Kelsey does not drink. She drinks clean. You will know this within 90 seconds of meeting her because the phrase arrives early and often, delivered with the serene confidence of a person citing peer-reviewed research, which she is not. She is citing a wellness podcast hosted by a former reality contestant, sponsored, and Kelsey has never once clocked the conflict of interest, by a vodka brand. The order never varies. Tito's soda, 3 limes. Not 2, not a wedge and a wish. 3. Squeezed and dropped in the glass like she's building a small reef. Because the limes, Kelsey will explain, are basically electrolytes. The bartender no longer reacts. The bartender has seen the future, and the future is citrus. The logic system underneath is a cathedral, and you must not touch any part of it or the whole thing comes down. Vodka is the cleanest liquor. Clean here meaning clear, the way water and also hand sanitizer are clear. It has no sugar, which is true, and no carbs, which is basically true, and therefore it doesn't count, which is not how counting works. Beer is inflammatory. Wine is so much sugar. A margarita is literally dessert. But 4 Tito's sodas across a Saturday night is staying on track, because the track, as mapped by Kelsey, is a closed loop that always routes back to the same barstool. She logs the lime in her macro app. She does not log the vodka. The app is a gratitude journal with numbers. There was also briefly a juice cleanse phase, a celery era, and one disastrous week of something called dry fasting that ended with Kelsey eating a sleeve of crackers over the sink at midnight, like a raccoon in athleisure. But the vodka soda has outlasted them all, constant as a North Star, because the vodka soda never asked her to give anything up. And the mornings. The mornings are where the system achieves its final form. Kelsey does not get hangovers. She has inflammation, or her cortisol is spiking, or she's so dehydrated. Delivered as though dehydration were weather, something that rolls in off the coast and happens to a person, unrelated to the reef of limes at the bottom of last night's 4th glass. Sunday is for recovery, which is a full-time job. The electrolyte packets, the red light mask, The cold plunge she describes as resetting her vagus nerve, the $11 green juice, to undo what the $40 of vodka did. She ran a half marathon once, 3 years ago, and like the 4% Irish DNA of a certain IT professional we've covered, it remains load-bearing. It is in her dating profile, her Instagram bio, and at least one work signature. The body is a temple. The temple has a bar tab. And here's the affectionate part, because there's always one. Kelsey is trying, and she's trying harder than almost anyone on this show. Underneath the pseudoscience is a person who genuinely wants to feel good, be well, do the right thing. In a culture that changes the definition of the right thing every fiscal quarter and sells her the update. She didn't invent the closed loop. An entire industry built it around her, aisle by aisle, podcast by podcast. And she's just the one out there running laps on it, with 3 limes and real hope. And honestly, she's mostly fine. She hydrates, she sleeps, she moves her body more in a week than most of our previous guests have this decade. The math is wrong, but the effort is real. So Tito's soda, Kelsey, 3 limes. It isn't clean, it's just clear. But you're allowed to just like it, you know? That part doesn't need the cathedral. That part was never dirty. Well, the glass is empty, and the verdict is officially in. That's going to do it for this episode of Character Proof. If you enjoyed the show, please hit subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and share it with that one friend whose whiskey shelf costs more than their car. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Want us to put your go-to bottle to the test? Drop your favorite pour in the reviews or hit us up on socials, and we might just profile you next. Until next time, drink responsibly, pour generously, and always check your character flaws. Cheers.